Looks a little aimed high, maybe. Okay, what? Isn't available right now. Still, I guess you can turn the computer now. Good morning. The Zen of Naji live morning show. And I got a character here next to me, Kevin Naughton. You've probably seen that name in the papers lately. He is a filmmaker who's been in the Cleveland International Film Festival, is what it's called, with your documentary. And why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, you started it by going down to the tent city in Akron, and we made a documentary on the tent city at 15 Broad Street called Inside Akron's Tent City. And yeah, it was a multi-part web series that just covered that camp, and the city shut it down, even though it was on the guy's private property. We interviewed the people who lived there. We interviewed city officials.
So these are homeless people living in tents.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep, I remember that. I brought Emo down there.
Yeah. No, that was how I first found out about it. Was your Facebook Live video.
Yeah, I stayed overnight. I met a lot of interesting people.
Yeah.
The guy Sage's character too.
Yeah. What did you think of him? I don't think I ever asked you what you thought of him.
He's a good guy. I mean, he's a character.
Yeah, he's definitely a character. But
yeah.
He's I think he's what the loud voice that won't shut up. You know.
Yeah, he's a loud voice. He's a fighter, isn't he?
Yeah. And that community is so beaten down and marginalized and ignored by society that they're just like, whatever, no one's gonna listen to us. And he's like, no, they're gonna listen, which is great that he's there for that.
Right.
I admire that guy a lot.
Yeah. So we'll jump around subjects on today's show. Today I'm of course wearing my up shirt as usual. The Zen of Naji. Oh, well, you're going to get another one today. When all the guests on my show get them.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Yep. You don't have to wear it all the time. As long as you own it, you'll be in up spirits.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, so we're having our coffee today. Funny thing happened last week. Actually, a little bit more than last week. I ran into Kevin at the Beachland Ballroom, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we had planned on doing the morning show that last week in a drunken state. I was. So I invited Kevin to be on the morning show. So then that Friday came. Of course, I didn't remember ever talking about that. And I was like, what am I going to do today for the morning show? So I had to go to court and get my license unblocked. Everything's getting blocked in my life. Good thing my intestines aren't blocked. But anyway. I decided to go to the courthouse and do the live morning show in the courthouse, showing me my procedure of getting my license unblocked. 9 o'clock in the morning, I get this call while I'm videoing from none other than Kevin Naughton saying, I'm here. I was like, what? He says, I'm here.
You're where?
I'm where? I'm at your studio.
You said you're where?
Yeah, I'm where? Yeah, your studio. I'm like, oh, you are, huh? What happened here?
To be fair, the only reason I remember this.
Oh, he doesn't even remember it. His phone did. But anyway, I wasn't there. So I left him stranded standing outside my studio while I wandered the courthouse fighting the system. And anyway, so he forgave me for this mishap. And we are now this week doing it with Kevin Naughton, who not only is a filmmaker, you edited that, and what are all your roles in this film that you did?
I shot the video, I organized all the stuff, and edited it. Yeah,
you're right. And where can people see this film if they want to see it now?
You can see the web series version on pressurelife.com, but there's a screening of the full-length documentary, which was the original goal. That'll be at the Nightlight Theater in Akron. There's a full we sold out 2 nights in less than 48 hours, so they added 5 or 7 more screenings and a whole week of screenings there. So there's plenty of tickets available, hopefully still for that. But that'll be at the Nightlight Theater in Akron, and that's going to be pretty.
Nightlight Theater. Nightlight Theater in Akron.
Yeah.
And then, so what's the website that the other version?
The full documentary web series is at pressurelife.com.
Pressurelife.com. Right. Which Pressure Life, as you know, is a journal that Kevin writes for.
Mm-hmm.
Has a lot of arts and culture in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And tell us more about you. I know that you're. Oh, well, we're gonna do something interesting in a minute here when we're done with our coffee. How's your coffee doing? We're not rushing here, but he has 3 more minutes to finish his coffee because then he has to actually snort it. But he thought that was funny. Let's. So Kevin is also he wears many hats. In fact, every time you see him, he has a different hat on. But he's a bartender, and he worked at Becky's for how long have you worked?
8 years.
Becky's on East 18th Avenue, great bar. For many years there, and I did I meet you at Becky's? Is that how it's?
I think so.
Yeah, that's where I met him.
Becky's, yeah.
Becky's bar, great bartender, always made good drinks, got good beers. He was always sort of the charmer behind the bar. I noticed that everybody loves Kevin. He walks around and smiles, and everybody likes Kevin. You know those people that argue about that. I don't associate with them, so they don't exist. But anyway, so what we're might do an experiment today. I have Bloody Mary mix and vodka. And Kevin, instead of
whiskey,
we have bourbon too.
Let's go with whiskey.
Is it?
Yeah,
we can do that. I've never had one. Huh? Is it better? Better vodka?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we can make 2 of them. I'll do a vodka one. Or should I try
the Pepsi challenge?
Pepsi challenge. But we can do both. We'll make one of each and compare them. How's that?
I'm into it.
Yeah. So we're gonna make Bloody Marys this morning, and instead of me making them, I'm an amateur. We'll let the experts do what they're good at. He's gonna scientifically blend vodka with Bloody Mary mix on this one. It's gonna be good. I have no celery salt, no olives, no chickens to stick in the top of the Bloody Mary.
Chickens?
Have you ever seen
chickens?
Hey,
I don't know if I'd want that Bloody Mary.
I have seen pictures of Bloody Marys where they get extreme. They stick pepperonis in there and then sardines and you name it. Huh?
The garnish.
The garnish, exactly, the garnish. Well, they start getting crazy with the garnishes. I've seen people stick whole cheeseburgers on a thing inside of the thing hanging up. I saw one with a whole chicken on it. Cornish game head, yeah. Isn't that funny? Anyway, well, we can dig in my little vegetable drawer in my fridge. That's where I hide all the old food. Maybe I'll pull out an old roast or something we can stick in the top. One with a little mold on it. We'll stick it on the top of the Bloody Marys. A little seasoning, a little bit of red pepper. It should kill any of the little mold spores, and it'll make good Bloody Marys. We get I'm sure Kevin will be able to take care of it because he's an expert bartender, and I know that's what that's what he does. When there's mold all over the Cornish game hen that they put on the Bloody Marys, he just puts a little bit of red pepper on it.
It's a common issue.
Common issue.
Hold up the Cornish game hen.
So anyway, I think we should all, at home, just at least silently or whatever, give a little hand for Kevin for his wonderful contribution to our film festival in Cleveland, which many people have enjoyed. How many viewers would you say have seen your film so far? Jeez, 100,000 views of your. How does it feel?
Well, still broke. So.
Send him money. Send him money, and he'll be giving me 10% of whatever you send him. So send him lots. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that your largest project you ever did with film, or did you do?
Yeah, definitely easily the most successful.
And did you do other? I know you've done a couple other films that
I did some fictional narrative that got into a local film festival, Film Fest.
They have a
whole night for local films.
Uh-huh.
and that's a lot of fun. I got two into that one.
Do you need more coffee?
Always. Yeah.
All right, here. I'll go pour you one. Just black?
Sure. Yeah.
Good.
Keep
Tell
talking.
them a little bit about yourself while I get your coffee.
I know how to do this. You're just leaving me here. I'll just stare at you guys silently for a while. Geez, I really don't know what to say. You can't leave me hanging like this, Lauren. You're the host of the show. I can't host your show.
Oh, yes, you can hear it. It's kind of funny. Here's a
Thank you
technical
very much.
question. If I go visit someone in their house with my show, am I the guest or the host, or are they the guest or the host?
If you go to their house with your show,
Yes, if I bring this show to someone else's house.
they're hosting you as the host.
So then I'm a guest. I'm a guest. Yeah. That's it. Or we could say that I'm a host in their house and they're a host on my show.
Yes, they're hosting the show and you're the host in their house.
Yes. And in a few minutes, I will be called an unwanted guest.
You're the almost host.
Unwanted guest, I will be. That's what I will be.
Guest. Yeah.
Lauren, get the hell out of here. That's what I'll say.
Yeah. If you pull this wacky stuff at someone's house, you have a host unwanted guest quick.
Now, something else. What did I just realize about you? Something you used to play in a band, or no?
I played in a band for a while. That was.
Tell me about this.
The naive 19-year-old thought he was gonna be a rock star.
Thought you were.
Yeah.
He thought he was, and he is. Here he is, the rock star. So tell us about that. What did you play?
That was cool. I played bass. I played bass in a band that I started with a buddy in high school. It was morphed out of a high school band, and we ended up getting this other drummer from another high school when we were young and spry, and that band ended up doing okay. Like we toured around a little. We played like regionally, like played like New York and
really
south is like Tennessee, and like played west a little bit. I think as far west as Chicago. We played 10 different states, I think is what we decided. But we got to open for Alice Cooper one time, which was really cool.
Really?
Yeah, that was pretty exciting. There's this great. My favorite one was we opened for this band called Blue Cheer, which was this old '60s like psych rock band.
Yeah.
That I was a big fan of. And,
Blue Cheer.
Yeah, Blue Cheer. They're awesome. That guy, Dickie Peterson, he died. I think like. Shortly after we opened for him, which was really neat. It was like their last tour, and we got to open for him. Their last set of tours. They like toured 3 times, and he died on the road actually.
What kind of music do you play?
Well, it was like like Black Sabbath, Nirvana, White Stripes, Queens of the Stone Age kind of stuff. Just real loud and obnoxious and heavy. Real aggressive. We took ourselves really seriously.
I grew up with Black Sabbath.
Yeah. Oh, that was. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember we were.
Oh, I still am.
Yeah, no, they were the best bands ever.
Yeah.
We would just listen to Led Zeppelin 24/7, and that drummer in high school brought Master of Reality, that the Black Sabbath record with the purple letters. He brought it in and was just like his actual body goes, guys, gotta listen to this. And we just sat there listening, and like you could hear the songs we wrote up until we heard that record. Then after we heard that record, we're completely different. Yeah, we were obsessed with that record.
Music has always made was a big impact in my life. Like it impacted actually more than visual arts. Music is for me a more impactful art.
Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of people say that. Yeah, definitely was for me for a long time. I've gotten away from it.
My turning points in art and music were they're big ones. I remember my father, as a kid, I loved insects.
Yeah.
So this is going to date me, by the way. Do not think I'm this old. But my father, he's Middle Eastern, so he had a Middle Eastern accent. He said, in a bag, and he says, I have something for you kids. What is it? We're excited. Beatles. We thought, oh, he brought us bugs. And he pulls out the Meet the Beatles album, 1964, first Beatles album.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, what's that?
Uh-huh.
And then we played it, and I want to hold your hand. Mm-hmm. And I fell in love with that album. We listened to it just, wore it out. Awesome. And saw him on the Ed Sullivan Show and all that business. Anyway, I was a young kid then, very young.
Yeah.
So that was my first turning point in music. And then I remember I heard Tommy James and the
I
Shondells.
love Tommy James and Shondells.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he actually had a thing he was going for.
I don't need one. I don't need one.
Pretty good impression.
Anyway, you didn't know I could sing, did you? I think
Learn something new about you every time I talk to you.
I'm Tommy James reinvented or whatever, reincarnated. So yeah, new improved. Yeah, no modulator needed. So anyway, that was another turning point. Then Beatles came out with Abbey Road. Remember the song "Come Together"?
Yeah. Oh, a lot of people say that one was like, "What is this?"
I thought, "Whoa, that is freaking cool." Yeah, that was like. The Beatles just went like, whoa, they changed them.
Yeah, that's a very.
And then now I forget if it was right before that. I think there's one I skipped. I went to camp, and some guy had one of those reel-to-reel music players. Yeah, and it was real. Had good sound to it. For back then, of course, back now it'd be an antique.
It's still like the highest quality sound.
Anyway, and it played loud, and this guy cranked. I never heard it in my life, and for the first time at camp, I heard. Iron Butterfly in a Gata de Vida. And I went, this is when I knew I was going to be doing acid trips.
There's a song to show you. So.
Yeah, that was, oh my God. And you know what? To this day, I'm now a drummer. Mm-hmm. The reason I'm a drummer.
You got another drum set since I saw
Yeah, look at that. 3 drum sets. Yeah. So the reason I'm a drummer is because of Iron Butterfly in a Gata de Vida. Yeah, because I thought one day I want to be able to play that.
Yeah.
And I still can't play it right, but I can get part of it a little bit.
Cool.
But anyway, that was the solo that I wanted to. In fact, at one point I said, all I want to do is know how to play that. I don't care about playing drums. Just that solo. That's cool. Yeah. So that's how that all started. And then anyway, so that's partly how I started drums. And then as a gift, my family asked me what I wanted for Father's Day one year, and I had no clue. I was not a musical person. I said, "Why?" But I used to love to get on a drum set and just like go,
just like that.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah, so.
I didn't make those faces in my mouth though. That's noises. Yeah, that's noises. But anyway, so I played drums like that, and I sounded like a rock star to myself. I'm sure any drummer would have listened to me and go. But anyway, I had fun with it. So they bought me a cheap drum set, and so I just put in my studio. This is way out, a while ago, my old studio. Mm-hmm. And I sit there just.
That got rated.
Yes.
That was that one.
Yeah. That was at 25th Street. The one got rated. Yep. Yeah. Timeline. Yeah. So that's where I did that. Then my daughter started taking piano lessons. Mm-hmm. And so I had this drum set that I would go, do my, actually, I would do my, where'd it go? There was just this graphic designer needs to make, there it is.
Oh, you make that noise with the drum set?
Yeah, I had horns attached to it. So.
That's pretty good.
That's because I'm special. So my daughter took piano lessons. She was very good, young. And I used to bring her every day to piano at the Willoughby Fine Arts. And I'd sit there for half an hour, looking at Facebook, and while she took piano lessons. And then I saw they teach violin, they teach this, all this. What if they teach drums? So of course they teach drums. So I thought, I could be taking a drum lesson just for fun while my daughter's doing a piano lesson. And so I had this idea, and it was what sparked me to take drum lessons. So there I met a guy named Greg Garlock, and he was teaching at the Willoughby Fine Arts drums, and he's a great guy. You'll have to meet Greg Garlock someday. What a great guy. Sure. A great drummer, really good drummer. Oh, yeah. Anyway, he's my initial.
You have to be to teach.
Yeah, especially me. People lose patience with me, but I
don't know how.
I'm a very slow learner when it comes to music. I'm like, anyway, that's me. I'm a slow learner, but I'm getting there. I'm more of a visual artist when it comes to the technical ability. So, but
Gotcha.
you know what? We all take on things that are tough for us, and that's what I'm doing.
Nice.
So
Great.
yeah.
Nothing more fun than playing drums, honestly. Out of all the instruments that I've played, like I'm probably worst at drums, but it's by far my favorite one to play. So at the end of the day, you're just hanging on shit.
Yeah.
No matter how good you are, you just
right. Yeah, my musical background started with they call them recorders or flutophones, the plastic little thing.
Yeah.
So for some reason, I missed a class or two in sixth grade or fifth grade, whatever it was, and I just missed it. I never caught on to these music notes relating to this. Never did it. So the whole class would play these songs, Mary Had a Little Lamb and this and that together, all in unison. And I would just silently
mime it.
I became a good mime because of that.
Solid.
I'm doing my mimes. It's all from playing flutophone. Anyway.
Wow. Really got a lot out of it.
Yeah. So, anyway, so then they asked the class, everyone had to do a solo. That was
a
bad day for me.
How did it go?
Oh, it didn't go very well. Yeah. So the solo, so everybody went and played Mary Had a Little Lamb by themselves, and I had to stand up. And of course, mine was 3 shades of red, because I knew that I could not do Mary Had a Little Lamb with my flutophone. So the whole class and the teacher all, staring at me. So this is what I did. I went, and I went and sat down like an idiot. So that was my musical beginnings. So later in life, then just a quick story. We won't get too long with it. This is about you. Now I'm enjoying. Okay. So later, I decided I want to learn some music, and I listened to this classical music by Wynton Marsalis playing trumpet. And I thought, oh my God, his trumpet was just beautiful. I loved it. It was Baroque classical music. And I really enjoyed that. I had an album I played over and over again. This, it had all these Pachelbel and Handel and all these different people on him playing trumpet. And I was in awe of the trumpet. And I also looked at trumpets and I realized this is a wonderful instrument for me because it's simple. All it has is 3 buttons.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it's all just in a line.
Yeah.
That's the low note. That's the high note.
Well, I had another a learning experience when I took my first trumpet lesson.
Well, you can't just play it. You have to learn how to make.
These you don't even use these in the beginning. That has nothing. The notes are from how you purse your lips. So basically, your scales are. I just did a scale with a trumpet. Anyway, that's what you do.
I believe it.
So I'm trying to make music like that. Gotta get him breathe. So I did 3 days of trumpet lessons, and then my lip would be tingled and
yeah, it hurts after a while.
Yes, and my lungs and my cheeks were all poofed, and it was like, whoa, where's the guitar? So anyway, my trumpet career was short. So your real funny thing though, this is real funny. I had my new trumpet that I rented at home, and I, was doing my first lip noise and this and that. So what I did is I had this loud stereo, and I decided I'm going to learn the quick way instead of just following these lessons and scales. I'm going to imitate what I hear from Wynton Marsalis.
Of course.
So I put it on real loud, Wynton Marsalis, took my trumpet and did this, and lo and behold, I sounded identical to Wynton Marsalis.
Nice.
If you turn your music up loud enough, you can imitate any musician perfectly. I had it made. I was an expert trumpet player.
Did you take that act on tour?
No, what happened is when I turned the stereo off just to repeat it, and I had a new revelation. You have to have your stereo on to sound like Wynton Marsalis on a trumpet.
All right.
So
All right.
that ended my trumpet career at that point. So, and now I'm with drums. I've had several drum teachers. They
I can
work.
see you playing the trombone. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, you need one. There's the noise. This is a perfect imitation.
There you go. Anyway, so that's me. So I'm now a drummer, and I've had many drum teachers sort of do this, but I'm doing okay now. I'm doing good. I'm playing some songs and I'm jamming and I have fun with it. So I'm learning. I'll get there. Old dog, new tricks, they say.
Cool.
Yeah. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna bring the vodka and the Bloody Mary mix over. We could. You want to mix right here? That way we don't have to move the screen. All right.
Whatever you like.
So we're gonna let the magician do some tricks here.
You're gonna leave it here again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mix it up. Oh, you want to make bourbon? Did you say too?
You can. I had one with Jameson one time. What do you call it? A bunch of the Cajun spices that was really good. That was that. Do you remember that joint, the Grovewood Tavern? Remember that place? That place was awesome. I wish they put that place back up.
The Grovewood Tavern.
The Grovewood Tavern. It was right over. It was down the street from the beach from a little bit. You know, it was in the neighborhood at least. It was like on 170 something.
Wait, here I'm gonna move. That's Uncle Doogie's. That's one of my favorites.
Is this real spicy?
Yes. You like
I'm
spicy?
going for that one.
Yes. The other one is this is more vinegary. I found. You want your oak here? I'm gonna get glasses. You're welcome to sample them before you. Yeah, there. Me too. Good.
How can I go away from something that says Uncle Dougie's on it?
That's a good one.
Sure.
What do you think bourbon you want?
Why mess with it? I love Tito's. I don't want to get your hopes up.
Okay.
Well, actually, with the spicy one, I'll drink the bourbon one.
Okay,
if you don't like it.
All right. I have colors. I have Angel's Envy, and I have Rabbit Hole. Angel's Envy is one of my favorites, probably.
But you got a cheaper one? Because I don't know if you want to mess with the.
Super good. Colors is not too bad. It's good. Especially with Sure, bring it out. Oh no, that's not bourbon though. That's a mix of hot stuff.
Oh, nice.
I believe that's everyone business. What that? Yeah, bourbon. Okay, good. There you go. Yeah, that's good bourbon. Take it. I have no problem with it. That's the best bourbon made, in my opinion. Really good. Yeah, it's probably the best bourbon there is. Glass is over. Shot glass. Okay.
You can get me drunk before 10 a.m.
There's glasses. Shot glass. You can start mixing them up. I'll get the ice.
Yeah, for sure. You have a shaker, right?
I do.
Cool. Let's I'll grab it.
Open that or then shaker. There you go. Cool. There's a lid for it. Sweet. And here I'm gonna give you a towel because you might know as well as anybody how to shaker and stuff like that.
Yeah. Why don't we just fill the two up with ice
Sure.
all the way?
Okay.
And then I'll shake it.
All right. All the way out.
Yeah, you getting hot sauce?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hot sauce. How about that out? Whatever you like. Make it hot water. It is pretty spicy, by the way.
Does it make hot water?
What?
Well, the Bloody Mary mix is spicy.
Yeah, pretty. I mean, yeah, be careful with that. I do like. It's spicy.
I prefer spicy.
All right. Good morning, everybody. if you like, you can get your vodka and Bloody Mary mix at home and follow along, and learn from the master. He's sampling to make sure it's
Up to snuff.
up to snuff. Is it okay?
Tasty, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty good, huh? All right, watch.
So everybody likes to use these to measure your spout, but fuck that. Just pour it
that. So you're doing a bourbon one here.
Yeah.
I have
I think
never.
it'll actually be pretty good.
Interesting.
And I think, if anything,
No problem.
There we go. If anything, some extra Worcestershire sauce, I would say, is the trick here.
All right, here I'm gonna go see if I have Worcestershire while you're pouring this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not sure that you, but it's possible.
That's all there is to it. It's a real tricky business. Here, let's try this.
Yeah.
Got it?
Not only my sauce.
Oh, you got the yeah. This stuff. Well, this is different than what I usually see.
Look at this guy.
Hang on, I just want to taste this one.
Yeah. You
see
have
if
to
it needs
approve
it.
the approval.
It's good, but we're gonna put a little extra. I like it with a lot more.
I never did that, but putting the glass over it like that. You really know what you're doing.
Yeah, try that.
This is the bourbon?
That's the bourbon one. Yeah. Got a little kick in the back of it. What'd you think?
That's good.
Yeah? I think the key to a good
Bloody Mary is surprisingly,
a lot of Worcestershire sauce.
You know what's surprising is how close it is to a vodka one.
Yeah, but can you taste like the bourbon?
Yeah.
Let me try with the Worcestershire.
Here, I'm gonna try. This is the vodka.
Definitely better.
Did you put Worcestershire in that one?
You did not.
Are you going to?
Try this one. With that one, it's not. I would say, yeah, I actually like extra Worcestershire.
I think so too.
Do the.
Yeah, that way we're.
Oh, there's no sound effect that time. I was all excited for the sound effect.
Wait. Let's see. Oh, not that one. No. Kevin, you're gonna break all my glasses. This is like a keyboard instrument. I have to learn my keyboards.
Yeah.
Is that mixed?
Yeah.
Okay, did you try it?
No.
Oh, here.
I'll make you taste it. I think that's a little better, right? With the extra Worcestershire.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that goes.
You know what's really funny?
Yeah, that's way better.
Which one do you like better, vodka or bourbon one? Right.
I don't know. The bourbon one was. That one's got a more interesting finish, but this one just tastes like the Bloody Mary mix, which is good.
Right.
I don't know. I'm a classic guy. I usually don't order those, but if you never had one with bourbon in it, I figured
ever had a bourbon.
I figured it'd be
Mary.
worth trying for you.
You know what?
It's also really good with real smoky gold tequila or like a mezcal. It's really good. It's called Bloody Maria.
Yeah, I've heard of those.
Yeah, I forget what they called that.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you don't mind, I'm going to drink the bourbon one.
And if you like the bourbon one, go
and
for
if you want a bourbon one, we can make you another one too. If there's no.
It's not 10 a.m. I feel like let's go with one for now.
All right. Well, cheers to that. So we've now made a bourbon Bloody Mary. Now, what do you call those? Is there a name of them?
I couldn't remember. It was something. No,
Or the Kentucky Mary. No, I just made that up. That sounds.
What's that? Yeah.
Oh,
Bloody Maria.
How about
for the Spanish tequila, and then what would bourbon be?
what was the movie? Did you say Deliverance?
I have not seen that.
Deliverance Marys.
Deliverance.
Yeah. You've never seen? Oh, that's a great movie.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
It's a very creepy movie.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Did I ever show you the Russian movie?
Yes.
I showed you that? Okay, cool.
Very disturbing.
Pretty fun.
Yep. He's a disturbed man. So,
I do my best.
where did you grow up? High school.
I grew up. I was born in Florida.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My mom's side of things is all around like East Coast, like Sebastian Beach. Like Sebastian area. FIT is the college. My mom's mom worked in FIT and was attending there. My dad was attending. My dad's from Madison, Ohio. So they met down there, and they got very quick and moved back up to Ohio. And we lived in Memphis for a long time.
Near me. I live in Kirkland.
Yeah. So I grew up in like 4th grade in Memphis, and then moved to Perry where I went to high school.
And your hair didn't fall out, I see.
No, I grew hair.
I mean, Perry, because they have the nuclear plant.
Smoking weed my senior year. They got short again.
Well, in Perry, usually a lot of kids don't have to cut it off because the nuclear plant.
We called it the cloud maker when we were kids.
The cloud. Oh yes.
Yeah, we were seeing it and saying, "Oh, it's the cloud maker."
Isn't that kind of scary?
I don't know. It seems like it's more scary to people who don't live near it. I mean, to us,
yeah.
It's scary,
right.
Like everybody else, like, oh.
I guess it doesn't matter if that thing ever went off. We'd all be affected by that.
Yeah.
You guys would just be the first.
Yeah, no, it would be a long ways.
Yeah. Oh, what a great drink. So you got quite a colorful life here. You've been in a band that traveled and played, opened up for, who did you say for?
We opened the biggest one that we opened was
Alice Cooper.
There's a couple.
So you met Alice Cooper then?
Yeah, I got a picture of you. You want to see it?
Yeah. Hey, you can bring it up on your phone. You can put it on the show.
Yeah.
By the way, did you notice? In honor of Kevin, I got a haircut.
Did you?
See? Look how short it is.
Yeah, you really did chop it up there.
Yeah, like Hero Show from the side. You know, my daughter told me it looks like. She says you look like a mushroom. Like she says, because my hair's all like boom, like a mushroom head. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Very supportive. I have the most supportive daughter you can ever imagine. I used to have high self-esteem until I had a daughter. Now I may.
There you go. Here's Alice Cooper. This is the dude that I started the band with too.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that's us and Alice Cooper. Yeah, I can blow it up a little bit. I think. Yeah. Backstage, you can see in my face. I was like, "Whoa!" He was so nice to us. He had been signing autographs and meeting fans and stuff for like an hour, and we were just kind of hanging out waiting to meet him. And so he came up and was like,
"Show that to them."
He was like,
Kevin and Alice.
Yeah, I was like, that's so funny. I was like 24 or something
24,
like that.
That's like last year.
I was really young. But he had been meeting people, and he came up and talked to like the manager and was like, "Cool, is that it?" And you could tell he was tired and just wanted to get out of there. He's like, "Are we done?" And she said, "Well, this is the band that opened." And immediately we said, "Oh, awesome! Come on, guys, let's get a photo." It just immediately lit up, and it was really cool.
That told
us crazy stories from the road. We were just going, "Yeah,
Oh, hilarious! That's great.
Yeah, we just real nice, real great. Cool. That's probably the craziest show we ever did.
I like when people that you're in awe of or celebrities and
this. A minor league ballpark too, so it was like half of it. Like, whoa.
You remember?
Oh, and you know who else? Oh, this is crazy. One of the members of Iron Butterfly was in the band that followed us. Yeah, because it was this
Ah,
band that was like those members of Super. Who does Green Eyed Lady?
Peanut Lady,
Yeah.
lovely
One of
lady.
those guys, and like there's
Mm,
four different
mm.
bands, all like four different bands in that era, all like were playing in a band together with like some of their songs. And we did it in Down to the Vita, but it was the guitarist from Iron Butterfly was what played after us. Yeah,
Wow,
we didn't get to meet them, but yeah.
that's hilarious.
So that's it. Yeah, so that was cool. Yeah, so we got to see one of the members of Iron Butterfly play their song.
You hear a funny story. Do you remember a guy named Tiny Tim?
Mm-hmm.
He played the ukulele. Yeah. Tiptoe through the tulips. Anyway, Tiny Tim was this huge guy with long hair. He had hair like yours, but he was a huge guy, and he played a tiny little ukulele. And he was, a celebrity. I think he died. But yeah. But funny thing, I was once in Parma, I forget what I was doing. I was in some shopping plaza in Parma.
Mm-hmm.
And I got out of my car, and I'm going to, I don't know, who knows what it was, like a Walmart or something like that, Save a Lot, some silly, a grocery store to get something, I forget what. Walking in this big parking lot coming right towards me was Tiny Tim. I'm sure this is a true story. I looked at him, I said, that looks like Tiny Tim. And I said, Tiny Tim? He said, yeah. I don't know if he said, yeah. He maybe said, yeah. But anyway, it was him. He was doing a little concert or something, and he was getting something. No, we were just kind of, it was a quick little, yeah. But anyway, I walked right by Tiny Tim in the parking lot, in Parma. Isn't that funny?
Awesome. Yeah.
Then another, there's a band. Did you ever hear a band called the Black Angels?
Yes, yeah, I know their records. I never got to see them. Right?
They're a great band, very cool band, very acid, psychedelic.
Yeah, cool time.
Anyway, I went to go see them in, I forget if it was Columbus or somewhere. Anyway, they had the Black Tour Bus. And I was waiting for the concert. I got there early, walking around, nice day. Went up to the Black Tour Bus. And, the concert hall was just done in the hall. So I'm killing time. So I thought, well, I'm going to go, I was looking to see if I could see the Black Angels in their bus. So I saw the bus driver standing outside of the bus eating some watermelon. I come up to the bus driver and said, is this the Black Angels tour bus? He goes, yeah, it's eating watermelon. I said, are any of the Black Angels in the bus? He goes, yeah. He's in the watermelon. I said, you're the bus driver. He goes, no. I said, oh. I said, who are you? It was, I'm with the band. I'm like, oh.
Just with the band?
Yeah. Oh, you are the Black. He said, I said, which one are you? I'm the singer.
Oh, no way. He's the actual guy.
He goes, you want some watermelon? And he gives me a piece of watermelon. I ate watermelon with the guy on the isn't that funny? That was good.
He's a bus driver.
Yeah, that was very cool. Another guy I met was you might not have heard of him. Did you ever hear of a guy? And I'll tell you, you'll know who he is after I tell you. Yusu Nadur. No, don't know who that is. Scratches his head. No, you've heard Peter Gabriel, and you remember the song "In Your Eyes." Mm-hmm. I feel the heat. Remember the background singing had this African music to it. Okay. Yeah, but then from that era, from that album or whatever, there was Yusu Nadur played the background vocals for Peter Gabriel. Yeah. Anyway, there was all African singing, and that was him. And he does his own. He's a very, very famous singer on his own right. He's from Senegal. Anyway, so I was a fan. I'm a fan of his. Cool. And I went and saw him in Cincinnati, and I met him eating in his tent, and he came and offered me some food. He had a tent outside, like a big tent.
Yeah. So what music? What do you listen to, like on a regular basis?
Regular basis.
Yeah, I imagine you got to all over the place.
Yeah, I am all over the place somewhat. So I'm picky.
Yeah.
I'm very picky, but yeah. Lately, okay, I love. Okay, of course, I grew up with my favorites of what I grew up with would be like Led Zeppelin, this and that. Mm-hmm. Love Led Zeppelin and the likes, but Led Zeppelin would be the tops of what I grew up with. I'm burned out. Yeah, me too. Me too. Yep. In fact, not only high school, just I always did, still do. They're gods to me.
Yeah. No, if I watch a video, video now, I watch that to this day. I feel like,
Yep.
and I'm like, these are just like 24-year-old
Yeah.
stuff, but I'm still. I still
Right.
go back. I fall back into that like high school idolization.
Yeah. So I got into that. Let's see. A local kind of guy. I guess he's not that local. Pittsburgh, maybe. Todd Rundgren, I always thought was a great musician. Yeah.
I
Then.
never super got into him. Never.
Yeah, he does some cool stuff that on his, his not as more pop stuff, but he does other cool things. So then I also love, well, of course I mentioned the Black Angels. I love kind of contemporary music now. That's
you like psychedelic stuff,
psychedelic, edgy. I also lately have been listening. I have a rebirth of I like the Cure. Yeah, I saw the Cure twice. I think they're just their music is so atmospheric. It's very you can put it on and just kind of get lost in it.
Yeah. I find myself putting on that.
Yeah.
Than I used to.
Yeah.
Before I was very interested in like composition and like where the song would go, and I really get carried away. You want to make it on?
Look what a wimp. Oh, hey, here's the bartender. Here's the drunk.
I take another one.
Please.
Do you want to do the same way?
Yeah, why not? That was good. I like it.
All right.
That was good. So he's going to throw in a little bit of bourbon here.
Yeah, now I find when I listen to stuff, you want the bourbon, right?
Yeah. You're doing great.
Now I find when I listen to stuff, I'm listening to it more for like atmosphere and mood rather than like I used to listen to stuff and like kind of try to like analyze it and figure out like where the song's going and like really try to learn about like song structure and stuff. Now I just listen more. To just like I just have it as like a mood setter,
Right. Yeah, I was always a very
I used to over intellectualize it.
Yeah, well I never intellectualized it enough, and that's why I'm learning music right now. I need to learn to intellectualize more. But music to me,
you can miss stuff.
I'm a passive listener of music, and I'm learning to be a more analytic listener. But I was always a passive listener of music. I was one that just enjoyed. Wow, this is just beautiful. I love the beauty of music. I really do. Thank you, man. Look at that. Yeah, cheers again.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers to this is Kevin Naughton, by the way. Look him up, Kevin Naughton on. You have a Facebook page?
Most of my stuff.
Fresh Your Life. Yep. Oh, you sound like me. I'm horrible at keeping up with websites and this and social media.
Yeah, I'm terrible at it.
I have an Instagram page now, and that thing is. You don't use. Oh my God, that's.
On the website, but I gotta get that at least one of one right in the hopper ready to go.
India, yeah. Yeah, I met her. She's real nice. Yeah. And wait, where were you going with this now? I interrupted your.
No, I just don't have any. I had one for the pressure cast, and I don't know how to use it. Instagram, I guess. Facebook makes sense to me.
So now
you find yourself checking social media a lot?
You checking it,
like opening it up a lot. I find myself doing that too much.
It's my news, like what's going on. Look at it's like reading the newspaper. Is how I do it. Oh, me too. Yes. Sometimes it's addictive. It's like I think there's I think there's. Yeah, you have to. I think as people like us, we need to use our social media like a tool rather than a relaxing pastime. Yeah, it is. Yeah. The other thing about it is you don't need to meet any people with it. You just stay at home. You feel like, oh, I have friends. Like I have more friends than I ever had. 5,000. 10,000 friends. Oh no, they didn't love. I have so many friends that Facebook doesn't allow me to have any more friends. So you have too many friends. No, I'm not there yet.
I used to be like, and I just Facebook.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah. I used to really seek out sources and go to like news sources and stuff to try to see what was going on and stuff. But I found it was like, why I'm only going to Facebook now.
It's very, very, it's very twisted. Facebook, the news you get from it.
Well, I think that happened in the last election for me. That's when it started for me because I was still like involved with the last election. I was campaigning for him and stuff, and I was like really involved with it and started sharing stuff on Facebook and looking at what friends were sharing. Getting on Facebook and stuff, or just like And I realized like, oh, I'm getting all of my like updates on this stuff from the other people that I know that are in on this stuff. And it was interesting to see what people are posting. Like, what is going on in this election? But that's a mind fucking election, like to say the least. Like, a total mind fucking election. On every level. I don't think anybody saw any of what happened in that election coming. Like, maybe some people did, but like the way it went.
Yeah.
And the way it played shook out. Sure, I don't know.
No. Yeah. All I know is our political system is very healthy, and we have a wonderful president, and everything's going great for our country. I know that.
Pretty solid, huh?
Yeah, pretty solid.
Sound effect? You can't do a boo. You gotta do the frowny face. Let's see what the frowny face does. Oh, okay. I thought there was like a boo.
Would you like to play with this a little bit?
Yeah,
you may.
Okay.
Do experiments. Yeah, that's a good one for what we just said, huh? Kevin having fun with my sound machine.
It's literally called
the sound
machine. Well, look, it's backwards. That's crazy.
That I bought for $7.95. It was
it's mirrored. Yeah, that's strange.
It is. That's funny. So we're seeing ourselves backwards?
Yeah.
Wait, I part my hair on this side.
I part my hair down the middle. So what is it?
That's why you wear a hat for this thing.
What is this? I'm a palindrome.
Yes.
That's not what it is.
I have a palindrome also. A palindrome. Okay, so when I bend over and you see my butt, it's just like my face. So I have a palindrome also. Palindrome. This guy. Wait. That's just.
Thanks.
That even.
I tried stand-up comedy. Did this stand-up comedy once?
Oh, you know what? Now I'm getting jealous of you. You did stand up. I did. All right, tell me about this story. You did.
Yeah, I did 8
How'd
minutes.
you do?
It was fun. It was fun.
You did.
I was nervous. My first thing, I went up and said, I gotta be honest, guys. This is the first time I've ever done this. I'm pretty fucking nervous. And then
they laughed at that.
No, and I said, can you imagine if like an airline pilot said that? And it was like, or like a bus driver for that matter. That was like.
Was it impromptu or did you prepare something?
Oh, I wrote it.
You wrote it?
I did it like in my head. I had like 45 because I was out east, and there's Dion Atchison does a show called No Fucks Given, and she was nice enough to let me give it a whack for the first time ever. Really nice of her, and it's a really fun show. She does the show like once a month, and I would spend some time like writing it for like months, coming up with stuff and trying to figure out what happened, what I would say. And I did it like out loud in my car like 8 times on the way there. And then at the last minute, I rewrote like everything and did it. But yeah, it was good. It was fun.
I was at a comedy where they had what is it called? Open mic comedy night somewhere.
Yeah.
And I went up totally blasted drunk.
Did you try it? Yeah. Well, how'd it go?
I had a story. I don't remember what the story was, and it was going to be my comedy story. I got so many laughs. However, I was so drunk. I don't know if they were laughing at my jokes or what an idiot I was. I wanted the truth. All I know is I never did.
You got laughs. Laughs are laughs.
Who cares what they meant? Right. So anyway, that's what I did. So So yeah, I did that once also. It was fun, and you know what? I want to do it again.
I do want to. You know what? And I think like I want to add. I want to see what it's like to go there.
No, you do not. No,
No, I
you
do.
don't
I
want to
really
do.
do.
Why would you want to do
Because it
that?
sounds like the worst. You know, I wanna
It
try
sounds horrible.
Yeah, it sounds like I listen to comedians podcasts a lot.
Right, right, yeah. I love them too. I think they're funny. I love it. Yeah, good comedy is a talent, isn't
I
it?
love listening to comedians like break it down. And like everybody says like bombing, like if a good comedian goes up, say like I'm a bad set,
Screws
it
up.
stays with me for months that I had a bad set. Like
Yeah.
they go up and have a bad set, they're like it destroys them. Like, I don't see that. And I went up against, and that room was very receptive. And it was a pretty friendly room. It wasn't like a hostile room. You know, like really high rooms in like Boston.
Yeah.
And you hear about like crowds in Boston and like Philadelphia, and they're brutal. Like heckling and like, yeah.
Oh, wrong button. Sorry.
You hear about these rooms where they're not receptive to everyone on stage. Like, fuck you, you know. And you're like, imagine trying to go up and get control of that crowd. Like,
Right.
and I don't think I would see that.
Well, if you like, if you don't get that opportunity, call me and I'll get some little needles and poke them in your eyes. Yeah, probably about the same. We could do that. I give you the same feeling. Yeah, that sounds horrible to be unreceived as a comedian.
Yeah, I want to see this.
Although I have good practice at it, I do my jokes at home.
In front of the mirror and you laugh at yourself?
No. I do it in front of my daughter.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I say something. Yeah, I say dad joke to my daughter, and what happened? What I get is not a roll eyes, not a laugh, not a oh daddy, just silence. And then I say the joke again.
That's
yeah. Then I say the joke a second time because I am sure that she didn't hear it. So I say it louder. And I still don't get. I just just nothing happened. And then I finally asked. I said, "Riel, did you hear my joke?" She said, "Yes. I don't respond to stupidity." Done. That's it. Yep, my brutally honest daughter.
You want to hear my favorite dad joke?
Oh God, I've been waiting. This is why you were invited here today. Yes.
What's red? It smells like food.
My armpits?
No.
No.
Red.
What's red and smells like blue pig? Red. Oh, that is.
That's my favorite one.
We brought Kevin here as an experiment. What we're trying to do is see how low we can go to the show to make others look better next week. It's show you that's guys funny. Oh, all right. We have to be polite.
I like how you're not quick with the buttons, so they're always like slightly delayed.
My look like this is a very, very complicated keyboard we're looking at here. Can you imagine me on the computer? This is why I'm having problems.
What's the dollar with this heavy thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Cha-ching.
Solid.
No, you make a good Bloody Mary. No, a bloody Kentucky deliverance.
A bloody bloody Kentucky.
I have never ever had a bourbon Bloody Mary. You know what? Try it.
It's all about the Worcestershire sauce.
We're gonna call
whatever your mix is, put a little extra Worcestershire sauce in it.
Extra Worcestershire.
I would go extra horseradish.
Right, I don't have any horseradish.
I make mine. I actually, when I made my Becky's, I had a lot of ingredients there. So I do garlic, like actual minced garlic. That was really good. A lot of Worcestershire sauce. You have to shake the thing for a while until you got like a layer like that thick on it. And then I would do like a giant chunk like that big of a horseradish. One time I found out by trial how much is too much horseradish. It was pretty like the glass was pink because it was mostly horseradish.
Well, now's a good time to disclose something that I didn't mention.
Okay.
Before Kevin came over, I took these classes and I urinated in them and shook it a little bit and then dumped it out as a precursor for our Bloody Marys.
Is that the secret?
It's a secret ingredient, just a little bit of the residue of my urine, the uric acid in the Bloody Marys is activated. Yeah.
The tannins.
Exactly.
Wine.
So you were surprised yourself at how good you made your
Bloody Mary. That you know how to.
Yes. Yeah. This is what he does at the where he works. Now, where are you working now?
I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah. You're right. He'll be out of job tomorrow. He'll be saying, Lauren, can you pay me for that podcast we did?
Yeah. You got any work for me? That was a job cost.
Yes, cleaning the glasses of their urine tomorrow. Kevin, you could come over. I'll pay you $2 an hour.
They say that's how you're supposed to clean your clothes. Like it's a way to clean your clothes if you don't have it.
What, urine in them?
Yeah, it's actually like, oh no, is that your skin? Yeah, they say urine is good for your skin. I've heard like urine has like uses.
No wonder I have such
really
beautiful legs.
Gross.
I have beautiful legs. My skin on my legs is
important. On yourself. This guy weird real quick.
What, our conversation?
Yeah.
We're quickly going downhill, aren't we? This podcast.
I think maybe spiraling.
Spiraling in a here.
Yeah,
spiral.
I knew you were gonna hit the.
That's called a fast spiral. We're spiraling downhill in this podcast. Is that what you call this? A podcast? What is a podcast, by the way? Is this a podcast or not?
Essentially a podcast.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, I would call it a podcast.
Yeah, we could call. I like that podcast. I call it the live morning show. What I try to do is elevate it. Basically, I'm
you should put these
Jay Leno
up on the podcast app on iTunes. Be like a membership that
we're going to talk about this later. We won't bore the audience with this, but we'll talk about that. Yeah.
No, you should do that. Then you have backup stuff.
Yeah, so you can call me Jay Leno if you want, or whatever.
Okay.
You want. This guy, Kevin Naughton. Come here. Look at this. Kevin Naughton. What a freaking guy. By the way, before we end this thing, we're gonna have him jam on a drum for a minute. All right, he doesn't want to do it. I don't want to, whatever. But he's a drummer. I have my drum set here. He plays drums occasionally, but anyway, it's. Tell me, what are your credentials? Yes. So you're anything? Okay. Any last little thoughts of your life, or anything you'd like to say about what you've done in your life? Some weird thing, or something in the future that you're going to do, or who you are, or something strange about you that nobody knows. For the first time, you're going to reveal here on this.
What? We're working on that documentary.
Yeah. Tell us. Yeah. Let's get back to that a little bit for a minute. Tell us a little, anything you want about your documentaries and the. 10% of the Akron is homeless. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
And so we're doing a documentary now. We did an interview. We did a really good interview which you just got an academic achievement award. And so it's really, that's a really good story. She was awesome. She was super cool. And we had so much fun with her. She said at the end of it, she was like, "Oh, I thought you guys were going to be really nerdy, but you're actually really cool." Like, oh, cool. We are really nerdy, but
we're really nerdy. No.
But yeah, we're talking with the organizations that are like the advocates and the resource liaison for homeless youth. Big problem down there, and we're trying to just figure out what is going on with that. So we've got another day shooting in May scheduled. We're going to talk with some more organizations that are trying to come back correct the issue or address the issue. And then we're going to start talking to some families and stuff that are actually affected by it. And then we're going to try to get some like council people and city officials, stuff like that. And that'll be the next documentary we do. And I have to get that done by December because I got a grant that says I'll get it done by December. So then $5,000.
Nice. Well, that's cool. You're getting, it's wonderful what you're doing. It's kind of, you bring that up real quick. I hate to keep on going with this. We could sit here and talk all day.
I don't have to. I've got 5 more hours.
Only 5 more hours of this.
Show.
So stay tuned. Quit your job. Anyway,
if I quit my job, then I can stay for longer. We can just keep this going.
Why don't we just all quit our jobs and just talk? Stop.
That's actually a great idea.
Yeah. So there's something that I wanted to say that's kind of this is sort of an obsession or mental obsession I've had lately about I'm old now and I'm seeing life in general, and it's something just really I'm trying to understand it. I want to write about it, and I can't even grasp it. But there's something that strikes me really strong, that human beings. I'm a big picture person. I'm not real much of a detailed person sometimes. So I believe start with the big picture, the big thing. The general to specific is my, I learned that from a great painter, Ron Johnston. General to specific. So where am I going with this after my Bloody Marys? Human beings are highly intelligent mammals. We're mammals.
Yeah, we're apes.
Yeah, we're apes. Well, we're not. Well, we're mammals. Whatever we are, we're the most supposedly intelligent, highest brain of the mammals, and we've done things that are amazing. We've created podcasts and computers and landed on the moon and drive cars.
This is pretty wild.
Yeah, this is the thing. This is what a mammal has done. We've made something that could do this. Right. We're really friggin' amazing. So where are we? But yet we're on this planet, this Earth, and for some stupid reason, these intelligent mammals they have lost sight of 2 things, in my opinion: priorities and organization of priorities as a collective. So what do I mean by all that? So what that means, as a species, our first goal or our first priority should be survival, right? Mm-hmm. Human beings, we want to survive. As these intelligent people that can make computers and do podcasts and fly to the moon and drive cars,
shouldn't be that hard.
Well, not only that, we should easily be able to. I, as an idiot, can tell you our priorities. We need food without mercury in it and poisons, water without mercury and poisons, and shelter, roof over our heads. Those are the freaking basic needs. And the word human, the word humane came from the word human, didn't it? What do you think? You're a writer. Do you think the word humane came from human, or human came from humane, or whatever?
They're definitely related. Yeah.
Somehow they're related, meaning we have empathy toward others. We help each other. We love. We know. We feel for others, and we help them because we're human. So a tiger, we'd say, is inhumane because it would just kill stalk a mouse and torture it and kill it and eat it and not have any bad feelings about it. So we're on this earth. So in my opinion, our priority should be, okay, as human beings, we need to preserve our shelter, which is our home, which is our earth. We have only so much water on this earth. We know it. We've seen it from our rocket ships that we've launched. We have oceans. We know how big they are. We know where they are. We have lakes. We know where they are. We have polluted them. We have ruined them. We have poisoned water. Can you go in Lake Erie right now and dip your cup in the lake and drink a glass of water? We should be able to do that. Yeah. You'd be in the bathroom a long time after that. But yeah, the problem is our priorities have become money and greed. So with the money and greed, that's a very, very a human created entity. Is we have
which it makes sense why it was created and what it was for.
Yeah, it was to replace trade because
it's technically a more efficient
way
version than that. But
right, yeah. If you made hamburgers and I made sweaters, it's hard to trade how many hamburgers for a sweater. But you could sell me a hamburger for $5 and I sell you a sweater for 20. So 4 hamburgers equals a sweater. But
on paper.
Right. But anyway, so finance and greed and money and collective and then people and selfishness has come out of it. So now we have homeless people. That means our own kind. We are living in streets and in poverty and without.
See, that's the thing when you hear people look what's going on in Venezuela. There's people eating out of trash cans and this and that and this and that. It's like I walked down the street past someone eating out of a trash can.
Right.
In America. Like,
right.
What is your point? You know, like is your point that capitalism is that much better?
Yeah.
You know, or that capitalism is like flawless.
Yeah. I just think
it obviously has this. The problem with competition, I think, is that someone wins, and that it creates inefficiencies. Like, there's a really good example that Richard Dawkins is a scientist or a science writer. I think he's a scientist. He said that he pointed to trees as an example of why competition creates inefficiencies. So the only reason trees are tall
to get to the sun
is that they're all competing to get to the sunlight. There's no, if they all agreed, say let's cooperate, they could all just be bushes and not have to waste all that energy growing tall.
Interesting.
You know, so it's
so it is,
while competition does encourage things like innovation and it can do things like that, it's not the fix all to social stability or social cohesiveness. It's actually a disruption. It not entirely a disruption, but there are elements of it that are a disruption.
You know, your analogy, I swear, you know what? I'm gonna show the hair standing up on my arms.
That's Richard Dawkins, not me. But
I know, Richard Dawkins. The hair standing up on my arms from that analogy of the trees.
Yeah, but
that's right.
The issue is the competition. People who say the free market. Like it's this ideology that will regulate itself. No. And something that's never been able to be answered by any free market person is what is there in the free market system that prevents slavery? Nobody's ever had an answer. They've never had an answer to that. It's inevitable. It's profitable. Slavery is profitable. We have slavery today with private prison systems. With extraordinarily low wages. With we have functional slavery. Just because it's not called slavery doesn't mean that functionally it's not slavery.
Right.
You're going down this topic with me, man.
I love it. No, this is a good topic. This is an important topic. 100%. And what do you think? What I like to do is get to the root of it, the essential. And is it greed? Slavery is greed.
Humans are we all mammals, like you said, we're inherently and by necessity for survival. Our survival instincts make us self-interested. You have to be self-interested.
You have to be self-interested. Yes.
To survive, to some degree, you have to.
But is there a place where you aren't we aware enough to say, okay, I am very well surviving?
No.
How about individually? Well,
individually, we should. And that's what people are criticizing for the super rich right now.
Yeah, the 1%.
Yeah.
Or 2. What are they? One or 2?
1%.
The who? 0.1%. Really? I mean, when people have
the wealth disparity in this country and around the world is at such extreme levels that it's just not sustainable. It'll either fix, and it's not. We can't come down here. We can't fix it. What are we going to do to fix wealth disparity? The change has to come to the top, and if the change doesn't come to the top,
why would they change it?
Is people will freak out and revolt. You know, that's if you push enough people down far enough, and they get that's when stuff changes. People start getting hungry. When a lot of people get hungry, that's when you see revolutions start throughout history, like the Russian Revolution, the French Revolution. When you see people starting to get hungry, the American Revolution though was an anomaly because it was mostly wealthy landowners convincing the poor that they were being oppressed by the British. That's an interesting.
Wait, hold 1 second here. pour yourself a tiny bit. 1 second. Let me turn this. 1 second here.
You can encouraging me to get drunk at
Yeah.
10 a.m.
Where is that stupid phone ring?
He's over there. I like the song though. Feels like we're playing a video game.
Yeah. Oh.
I love that you answered it.
Okay. And I call. We need to adjust the computer a little more toward you.
Who was that?
Oh, that was
Latina?
No, that was.
Was that a call-in guest? You should have put on speakerphone.
Yeah. Oh, I goofed it. Oh well. All right. Anyway, there you go. So
I haven't eaten yet, dude. This is gonna hit me, dude.
Oh, help yourself, whatever. God, this is fun, man. Look at this.
Oh, dude, I was so. That's why I showed up last time too, without confirming it.
The last time
I really wanted to.
Last week he was sitting there having the same conversation by himself in the car, waiting for me. Oh, I feel
I have that. I have this what we're talking about right now. I have this conversation in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I'm a person. I like to get to the where was I going with all this? So my little thing is I believe that human beings, what's failing. So if you take, I call them systems. We have our healthcare system. We have our insurance systems. We have our legal systems. We have
none of those things you just mentioned should have a base in have any relation to a capitalist system. Those should not be. Those should not have money involved with them, because once you bring money in, then you bring self-interest in. Those should not be self-interested entities, especially insurance. Like insurance, like the point is to make as much money as possible off of people off of stuff that's inevitable.
Capitalism is killing it all.
Well, that's a system that shouldn't be that where competition creates inefficiencies and redundancies and injustices. Really
injustice. All
the legal system as well. Money involved in the legal system.
The legal system is so fucked up.
Yeah, that's all corruption. All that is corruption. Adding competition and self-interest to these systems that are supposed to be
helping us.
The only reason they exist
is to help us.
Is to be a social system.
Right.
Is to be a system that is designed to promote social welfare.
Right.
Those introducing capital, introducing money and competition and self-interest to those systems hurts us as a social organization. Now, the contrary idea of this is that it's like I do also. So I'm a small government socialist, which makes it seems like a contradiction, because I'm also, if you go through history, like centralized powerful governments are the most dangerous thing that humans have ever created.
Wait, centralized
powerful governments
are dangerous.
That's what the Nazis were, overly centralized. Immediately you go to the Nazis, but like the Stalin Soviet Union that murdered a bunch of people. Overly centralized government. Maoist China, overly centralized government. They're dangerous entities. Right. United States at this point, overly centralized government. Dangerous entities. It's that's, you get hands small, lots of power in a few hands.
Right.
Bad things happen typically historically. Ancient Rome. Look at ancient Rome.
Right.
Like that was a pretty murderous, terrifying organization that we still weirdly idolize. So, but like, so that's just an inherently dangerous thing that humans do, is overly concentrate power. But I forget where I'm going with that.
I know. Don't we do that?
Yeah.
And you're on to something good.
No, I was trying to bring it back to another point. Yeah. Well,
I know that within 5 years, there's going to be a new, what do you call them? Overly centralized small government, led by me.
Oh,
and that'll be the first one that's not dangerous.
Well, okay. You want to know what I think is going on right now in human history? I'm going to give you a metaphor for another point.
Okay, cool.
I think what's happening right now in the world, because of the internet is doing this point to this thing right here. The internet, listener, the internet is doing to society what the printing press did to Europe in the 15th century, in the 16th century. All of a sudden, information was able to be rapidly shared, like explosively comparatively to the past. And it threw society on its head because everybody's like, look, I got this pamphlet that says all this stuff. What? All of a sudden, Martin Luther staples his thing and passes out the 99 complaints or whatever it was called. That I'm being a terrible, historically accurate person right now. And all of a sudden, all this information was able to be exchanged so quickly that some people were outraged at stuff that they didn't know before. It was harder to keep secrets from people because before, like you just there would be a guy who came out with a proclamation and you'd read it and everybody like, well, that's that. I guess I hope I paid attention enough because that's all I heard, and that's all it is. And then that gets distorted by everything. Now all of a sudden there's something concrete in your hand, you can hand it off to the next person. And it really, like, if you read the history of like the 15th, 16th, and 17th centuries, it's fucking turmoil.
Right.
It is like in Europe when the printing press was introduced there. And I wish I knew what happened in China when the printing press was introduced, because it was developed there first.
Right.
Stole the idea. But that's what's happening now with like Twitter and all these things. All of a sudden, information is being exchanged so fast, whether it's accurate or not.
It's
like, but we're all like, we're inundated with all this stuff, and society has not learned how to deal with it yet. There's no mechanism in our governments to know how to deal with it. There's no social mechanisms to know how to deal with it. There's no we're trying to deal with social media as an addiction now. Like there's all these things that we've never interacted with before that we have no mechanisms to deal with, and it's just going to take time to sort it all out, figure out what works and what doesn't. But so how much time do we have?
And what's next? What is this fake news and this and that, and how about polls? How about our vote for Trump? People saying the votes were not counted right, and this, and the electoral votes versus the rigged.
Here's the thing with like Russian interference.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Yeah. Russian.
The United States has been doing that in Russia.
What garbage?
That's why. Okay, so I heard a guy say this. What would stop interference in democratic processes, like globally? What would stop it? If we got together with like the UN and said everybody's going to sign a treaty that says it is a crime, it is an international crime to interfere with someone's elections. And everybody be like, yes, we all agree on that. We won't do it. We did that for gas,
right,
biological warfare, stuff like that.
Right.
Things you don't attack civilians. There's all these conventions like that. Right. We have all these laws, international laws that we abide by.
Yeah.
If we did that for do not interfere with the country's democratic process,
right,
they would fix it. Right. The problem is the United States would never sign it because we do it constantly all over the world. We do it in South America. We've done it in Russia. Now Russia's doing it openly too, and we're like, oh shit. We can't really complain too much because we do it to them, and we don't want to stop doing it, but we can. But we have to condemn them. But it's also like this is what we do, and Russia's just throwing their shoulder into our like slow drive to global hegemony, which it has, but it's slowly encroaching too far for their comfort.
I'm under the belief.
Not that the Russian system is a good system either. Not that the Russians are. I'm not like promoting or whatever the Russian government. Everything's fucked up. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I think that I think the whole. This is really weird.
I love weird. Go weird.
I'm this basic person that is starting. I'm in this belief system that the problems that we have are due to our foundations. Our structures are built on crumbling foundations.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So, yeah. For example, if you really get down to biology, we're on this weird Earth, this weird ball, this planet, and we've created these political borders. Mm-hmm. Right there, to me, is a problem. Right there. So now we've divided human beings into these are Chinese people, these are Indian
behavior. That's tribal ape behavior.
Tribal ape behavior.
Chimpanzees do the same thing.
Right.
Chimpanzees have a territory.
Yeah.
And they'll actually, the males will actually go out and patrol the territory.
Pee on the areas.
Probably. Probably, but they patrol it. They definitely patrol it as a group. Yeah. And if they see a chimp that they don't know from anything, they'll go beat the fuck out of that chimp. Yeah. Just because it's their territory.
Right.
So they're establishing the same kind of system that we've done. And so now, like, it's only been the last 200 years that we've realized that any of this stuff is bad. In the last 200 years, we realized war was bad, but we realized these borders don't make sense. We realized that
they don't make sense,
that high wealth disparity is a bad thing. It's only been in the last 200 years that those are like mainstream like criticisms. But these machines have existed for so long that we don't know how to stop them. We don't know how to stop the war machine. I liken it to like you remember doctors used to prescribe people cigarettes in the 60s and 70s? Like, yeah, you got low blood pressure or high blood pressure. You should smoke some cigarettes. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, so they've been prescribing people cigarettes for a while. This fixes the problem. This fixes the problem. Much like war fixes the problem. Have a war and then it'll fix the problem. And then we realize, oh wait, cigarettes are bad. And meanwhile, everybody's like, but we're addicted to cigarettes now.
Right.
How do you? It's not easy to quit. Right. There's so many people benefiting from all these terrible things that when we can't just say, oh shit, we're wrong. Meanwhile, like the snowball is so big that we're all trying to stop it, but we're getting crushed by it at the same time. You know?
Right. But yeah. So this border thing, this United States and Canada and Mexico. I mean, it's land.
It's not even those entities' land. They stole it.
Yes, we stole it from the Native Americans, and so I'm real rebellious. I'm like, I don't care about countries and borders and what nationality I am. I'm not a Mr. America.
Damn straight.
I'm really not.
Nationalism is one of the most dangerous things humans have ever done.
It's
what is it pride over?
Right. And how about human beings and the silliness? You know, I ran a gallery for a long time, and people used to say, oh, let's make sure we're inclusive of African Americans or gay people or transsexuals or whatever. I never even thought about that. I'm an artist and I'm showing art. It's like saying I want to meet a dog. Do I care if it has brown fur or black fur? No, I want a nice dog that doesn't bite me.
Yeah.
It's like I don't even look at
it's unfortunate that we have to think about those things. But because so many people are affected by the way society treats races that aren't white, essentially. Yeah. Treats anybody that's not a white male. Yeah. They're marginalized.
We have to go to that level.
White males have hegemony over normalcy.
Yeah.
Like we're like, hey, we're normal. We're the normal ones, and everyone else is like, why the fuck are you normal? Right. And that's what this rebellion right now is. Like in the 60s, there was like a social revolution of like, dude, I feel like I'm talking too much.
No, I love it. It's fun.
But in the 60s, there was a social revolution that was like, look, we don't have to cut our hair short and wear what you wear and act normal. We can do whatever we want.
By the way, this guy's still in the 60s.
No, right. But right now, that's happening again on the level of like, you are not you don't get to dictate mainstream normal to like white male society, essentially. Like white American male society. Is the people are saying, no, you don't get to dictate what normal is. And that's the rebellion that's happening right now.
Right.
And that's why the people who complain, like, I don't get why all of a sudden this is all such a big deal. It's all white men. They're like, why? There's never a problem before.
I gotta grab a Kleenex here real quick.
For sure.
My TP roll. I got a little bit of a cold here. It's gone, but this is the
Dude, I'm getting crazy.
So I'm gonna get a little bit of
solid.
There.
Is that it?
That's it. Look at it. Look how heavy that one is.
Oh my god.
Oh, gross. Gross, everybody. Yeah. Woo. Whoa. Can you hold that for me for a few minutes?
No fucking way. You're out of your fucking mind.
Oh, yes, that deserves it.
There we go.
Anyway, we should probably wind down this. Wind down our podcast. Got my other phone's ringing. I'm not going to answer it. This was that weird
I
noise.
like this is the outro music.
That's my ringtone for my cell phone, which I'm not answering right now. Anyway, we've been here with Kevin Naughton of Pressure Life magazine, writer. He's he produced, or no, the film we're talking about, your film.
Inside Akron Tent City. Yeah.
Inside, what's the title of it?
Inside Akron's Tent City.
Inside Akron's Tent City,
You can go see it at pressurelife.com, or the better screening is if you go to Akron at the Nightlight Cinema, where you can see it on the big screen as a full documentary piece, which I think is the better piece, and you can see it in the theater, which is way cooler.
Right. Anything that was inaccurate that was said on this podcast is due to the drinks that this also celebrity bartender has produced for us. The my bourbon Bloody Marys.
Pretty good, right?
Yeah, really good. I mean, that alone was worth this.
Do a shot, fill it up, and then dash of Worcestershire sauce, and that's how you get that.
So anyway, Kevin, it was wonderful doing this podcast with you. We're going to do a little applaud if I can find. Oh, here it is. Kevin Naughton. There you go. Thank you. Have a great week, everybody. See you next week. We don't know what will be happening next week, but something fun. Anyway, the Zen of Naji live morning show. This time on YouTube because Facebook blocked me somehow. All right. Good day, everybody. Do something good for someone. End stream.
There we go.
Are you sure you want to end the stream? End.